Hello and welcome to another episode of The Vocal Edge. I am your host, Socheta, and today we are diving into a topic that I think hits home for every single one of us at some point in our lives. Have you ever stood in a room knowing exactly what you wanted to say, but felt like there was this invisible wall between your heart and your voice? That flutter in the chest, the dry throat, we've all been there. But today, we are going to learn how to tear that wall down. Joining me in the studio is the wonderful Mr. Saroon, a veteran communication coach who has helped thousands find their voice. Mr. Saroon, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Socheta. It is truly a pleasure. Listening to you describe that invisible wall, it reminds me of so many students I've mentored. That feeling isn't a sign of weakness. It's just a sign that you care about the connection you're trying to make.
That's a beautiful way to flip the script. So let's start there. When we talk about communicating with confidence and ease, what does that actually look like in practice? Is it about being the loudest person in the room? Not at all. In fact, often the most confident communicators are the quietest. Confidence isn't noise. Confidence is the internal stillness that allows you to be present with another person. Ease is the physical manifestation of that stillness. Think of it like water. When water is turbulent, you can't see to the bottom. But when it's still, it's clear, it's effortless. To communicate with ease, we first have to calm the inner storm. I love that imagery. But for someone who is currently turbulent, maybe they have a big presentation or a difficult conversation with a partner, how do they find that stillness in the heat of the moment?
It starts with the body. Most people try to think their way out of anxiety, but your brain is listening to your body. If your shoulders are up at your ears and your breath is shallow, your brain says, "We are in danger," and it shuts down your creative communication centers. I always tell my clients, reclaim your breath. One deep belly breath tells your nervous system that you are safe, and when you feel safe, confidence follows naturally.
It sounds so simple, yet we forget to breathe the moment the spotlight is on us. I find myself holding my breath whenever I'm about to ask a tough question. It's like I'm bracing for impact.
Exactly, you're bracing, but communication isn't a collision, it's a dance. If you're stiff, you can't follow the rhythm of the conversation. You have to stay fluid.
Curiously, let's talk about the confidence part of the equation. Sometimes I feel like I have to put on a mask to seem confident, like I'm playing a character of successful Socheta. Is that sustainable?
It's exhausting, isn't it? And the problem is people can sense the mask. True confidence isn't performance, it's alignment. It's when what you believe, what you feel, and what you say are all pointing in the same direction. When you stop trying to be impressive and start trying to be helpful or honest, the pressure evaporates. The focus shifts from how do I look to how can I share this value with you? That shift is where the ease comes from.
That's a huge mindset shift. It takes the spotlight off of me and puts it on the message. It makes it less about my ego and more about the service of the conversation.
Warmly, precisely. Now let's talk about ease. Ease comes from preparation, but not the kind of preparation where you memorize a script. If you memorize a script, you're a prisoner to it. If you lose your place, you panic. Real ease comes from knowing your core truths. What are the 3 things you want the other person to feel? If you know the feeling you want to convey, the words will find their way to the surface.
I've definitely been that prisoner to a script before. My hands would shake just holding the paper. But what about the listening side of communication? We often focus so much on speaking, but confidence in listening seems just as important.
Oh, Socheta, you've hit the nail on the head. A confident communicator is a masterful listener. When you listen deeply, you aren't thinking about your next sentence. You are absorbing the other person's energy and intent. This creates a bridge of trust. When the other person feels truly heard, they relax. And when they relax, you relax. It becomes a virtuous cycle of ease.
I can feel that even now in this room. Just by you being so present, I feel more relaxed in my role as the host. It's contagious, isn't it?
It absolutely is. Emotions are leaky. If you are anxious, the room will feel it. But if you are grounded and comfortable in your own skin, people will gravitate toward you. They want to feel that peace too.
Thoughtfully, before we wrap up, Mr. Saroon, could you give our listeners one practical confidence challenge they can try today? Something small to start building that muscle.
Encouragingly, I would love to. Here is my challenge. In your next conversation, even if it's just ordering a coffee, make a point to use the power of the pause. Before you speak, take 1 full second to just be there. Don't rush to fill the silence. Look the person in the eye, smile with your eyes, and then speak. That 1-second pause is a signal to yourself and the world that you are in control and you are not afraid of the space you occupy.
The power of the pause. I love that. It's like giving yourself permission to exist before you perform. Thank you so much, Mr. Saroon. This has been such an eye-opening conversation.
It was my pleasure, Socheta. Remember, your voice is a gift. Don't be afraid to unwrap it.
And to all of you listening, thank you for tuning in. Take a breath, take a pause, and speak your truth today with ease. Until next time, this is The Vocal Edge.